Afterwards, we'll do the general Q&A session where topics such as Ms. Harvey's topic, we can fully discuss then.
This was not my topic. This was Bob Beck's topic.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi. I do have one question about the question and answer period. I've never done this before.
Sure.
Do the 2 minutes keep going after I ask a question and someone else answers? Or does it stop while I'm talking? It just keeps going?
It runs while you're asking, and when someone responds, I pause it.
Awesome. Okay. So on page 3,
Your name, please?
the...
Ma'am, did you hear what she said?
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Shelley Davis. Hi. This is on page 3 of the Site 12 fieldwork update. My question is regarding the approximately 5,958 cubic yards which have been removed from North Point. I was wondering what containers that's being put in and also how it's being removed from the island, if that's by truckload or if you could be a little bit more specific about that. I'm still very new to learning all this stuff that's going on in Treasure Island. I have some friends that are considering moving here. Next question, I don't know if you want to list the questions or what.
Well, do you want to stop at that, and Chris, do you want to respond to that?
Sure. Yeah, good question, and that lets me know for next presentation how to expand on the slide. So that quantity of material includes the clean backfill the ground area, the buffer material, and the excavated material that comes out from underneath the foundations. So there are 3 categories. We went over this actually last presentation, but goes into this one. No, that's fine. I'll just reiterate. So there are 3 areas. The brown material, the clean material, goes to building 570. That material is going to be reused on site. Okay, so that's material that didn't have any impacts. It was placed there in 2007. It was always clean. It came out as clean, goes back in as clean. Okay, it's not touching anything. The buffer material that goes along the outside of the perimeter that we talked about, it's a 1-foot buffer material. It is the clean backfill that is touching the dirty material. That's the buffer material. That material will be tested for radiological commodities, okay, to make sure that there's no impacts from touching the sidewalls of this excavation. After that testing is complete, we know it's rad-free. It goes back into it will be used as backfill again. Now the impacted material is the important stuff. That's the material that will go, to answer your question, I'll get to the punchline, it goes to a landfill. So this is the material that comes out from underneath all of these foundations. It's also any areas along the sidewalls that we see debris or contamination. When that material is dug up and it's put at Site 32 and screened for rad commodities, it's then chemically tested to characterize the waste, and then it goes to a landfill. So all of that material that we know is dirty and that we assume to be dirty is going to a landfill. So that's all these locations that we have found commodities. Any of the, we call it bedding soil, the soil that those objects are found in, gets tested and sent to a landfill. None of that's going back on the site.
Okay. On the subject of the landfill, could you be more specific? I've heard people refer to Grandview, Idaho as far as a location where low-level radioactive material has been taken, but I've also heard reports of there being some radioactive waste being stored, several thousand tons actually, at McClellan Air Force Base in Sacramento, as well as some other sites that are not named in Idaho. Is everything that's leaving the island going to Idaho?
Yeah, so Idaho or Utah is the short answer. Yeah, the Travis Air Force Base site that you're talking about is an Audemars program, right? So we, different branches of the DoD. So the Air Force has their own program. I couldn't speak to that. Our waste goes to either Idaho or Utah.
So it was reported that the waste was from Treasure Island and the person that reported it was mistaken. It must be sourced from somewhere else. There's no way that that waste could have come from Treasure Island?
No way.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and it's either Grandview, Idaho, or Clive, Utah. Is that correct?
Clive.
Yeah, and all that's, Louis brought up a good point. All that's tracked through manifesting, and there's paperwork that follows each bin. You've seen the blue bins out here.
The big cylindrical ones?
I guess they're cylindrical. They have a dome top. Yeah, like they're square.
Are they?
Yeah, those go in the back of a truck and they're shipped out of state.
Okay. And then you were talking about the B25 box being a lead-lined box for a higher level radiation. Can you quantify that, please? What is the difference between the low level and the high level? At what point does something go from low level to high level?
Zach or Ray, can it's slightly technical in nature, so I just want to make sure I answer it correctly. If you don't mind, I can call on I can call Zach up.
Thank you.
I can talk to the B25.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
B25 boxes.
I'm sorry. Your
Zach,
name is, and please speak into the microphone.
Zach.
Okay.
So the
Could you speak into the mic?
Oh, that's fine. B25 boxes are just simply 4x4x6.
Use the mic.
Could you hold the mic next to your mouth? Swallow the mic.
B25 boxes are just simply a 4x4x6 metal container. There's only a few that are lead lined, and I'm not sure that you even use those. So the difference between low level and high level, we do not have any high level radioactive waste on this site.
So nothing goes in the boxes?
So it is a relative term that Chris used. It is all low level waste.
It's
So
just higher
higher,
low-level waste?
higher waste because it was excavated from a time critical removal action from a certain spot and was direct loaded into these smaller boxes that are easier to handle.
Thank you.
So the B25 box is just another DOT transportation box, smaller box.
Okay, thank you.